and welcome to the Driver's Room. This is the Festival of Speed Season 4. We are at round 4 for Tier 1 and today we are at the Nürburgring GP circuit. We'll head on down to the grid shortly, but before we go down we'll see how the teams are looking in the championship after round 3. So top of the table is Pegasus on 140, a decent point haul of 41 from last week. Neon Knights are on 134 in second, closing up fast on Pegasus. They took 44 in the last round. Team Sega in third on 102. Honey Badger in fourth on 92. Sanded Racing are on 89 in fifth. Sixth is Wrecking Ball on 86. JB Lads in seventh on 62. Big Scary Goat Speed in last place on 34. So that's the team standings as they are as we head into round 4. Let's head on down to the grid and see how the guys got on during. On pole, we've got Awesome Alex running the Super Softs. Not a great result for Alex last week with a DNF. He's surely going to be looking to bounce back today and exercise those demons from round 3. See how he gets on starting from pole today. In second, we've got Flapjack. He's also running the Super Softs. Finished second last time out, just behind resurgent Desler. Flapjack will be looking to maintain his good start to the season, maybe hold his second place or challenge Alex for the top spot for today. In third, we've got Mangino on Super Softs. He finished fourth last time out after running very well in the race, just a moment costing him the podium. Pretty much been the story of Mung's season so far. Let's see if he can change that record today and grab himself a race victory or a podium at the very least. In fourth, we've got Desler on Super Softs. Desler had a bit of a tough start to the season, but has bounced back fantastically in the last couple of rounds, culminating in his race win last time out. Starting from fourth today, look for him to be making moves on the guys ahead of him and try and keep his momentum going. In fifth, we've got Sean on racing Super Softs. Steady start of the season for Sean. He's had some good points results, nothing spectacular, but has been dragging in some decent points for Neon Knights every round. He finished in fifth last time out, so he'll probably be looking to go one better today or equal it. In sixth, we've got Cafe Del Mar on racing Super Softs. Cafe, it's only his second race in the series so far this season. He took third in the last round, so one race, one podium. He'll be looking to definitely carry on that trend and grab himself another podium spot today for Wrecking Ball Racing. See how he gets on starting from 6th on the grid today. In 7th, we've got Jeff Kusker. He's on racing softs. Kusker finished 7th last time out. He's had a steady start to the season, but just hasn't been able to match the pace of the guys ahead. See what he can do starting from 7th on the grid today. In 8th, we've got Speed on Super Softs. Speed finished 10th last time out in round 3. Struggling to keep up with some of the guys on the grid, but main thing that him and the BSG team are struggling with is attendance. There's not many guys racing for that team now, so team is lower down the table than probably they deserve to be, but he's still battling on nonetheless. In 9th, we've got Wilco on Super Softs. Wilco was 8th last time out in round 3. He's had a pretty steady start to the season and a Hankook sponsored JBL car. We'll see if he can make any moves today from 9th. He's a very quick driver, so we'll see if he can bring out his best today starting from 9th. He's gonna need it. In 10th, we've got MJR Mercer on Mr. Driversroom. He's running Super Soft. He finished, I don't actually have him finishing last time out. I'm not sure what his result was for last time. I don't have it down on my notes, unfortunately. But he's had a pretty decent, steady start to the season. Been battling it out towards the middle to back end of the grid. Let's see what he can do today. Starting from 10th is now a lot of work to do. In 11th, we've got John Willemigan. He's Super Softs. He's had another steady start of the season, a bit like Mercer in front of him. Has been battling to try and get his Honey Badger car off the grid. See what he can do today, starting from 11th. It's going to be difficult, but as we've seen, he can really turn on the speed when he gets his head down. In 12th, we've got Murkoff running Racing Softs. The familiar strategy for the senior guys. He's finished 9th last time out, so we'll see how he gets on. Starting from 12th today, see if this longer first stint maybe can bring him a little bit more luck. Let's see how he gets on. Last but not least, starting 13th, we have Rocker, also starting on Racing Softs like his brother Murkoff ahead. Rocker seems to be much better during the races. Race pace seems to be better than his qualifying in the Ferrari. He come home in 6th last time out. Let's see if he can repeat the feat today in round 4. So that's your lineup for round 4 of Tier 1 of the DRFS Season 4. Let's go down the front of the grid and see how the guys get on when they hit the track in anger when the lights go out. So here we are at the front of the grid. You can hear the guys getting ready for the lights. You see the revs build as the lights get ready to go out. We have the red and the green. The guys are away. We have a great start from Flapjack. He's looking to pressure Automatics down into turn 1. He's just got his nose ahead into the tight right-hander hairpin. Very tricky turn 1 here. Mungino runs a little bit wide, but that's Flapjack up at the lead, and Desler is also challenging Alex. He's just lost out there through turn 2. Mungino is now side by side with his teammate Cafe Delma. Cafe takes the inside line. Mungino doesn't fight it through turn 3. We've got everybody away as they head down the hill for the first time. Got speed right at the back. I think maybe got caught out in the first turn incident. Flapjack really looking to break away now from Alex, who got Cafe crawling all over the back of Desler. Cafe looks up the inside. He's just a little bit too far back. Slots back in behind. Cafe really pressuring. Desler. Desler just runs wide out, and he's completely spun as he rejoined the track there. I think he maybe caught Wilco on the way through. So now we have Flapjack in first, Awesome Alex in second, Cafe in third, Mungino in fourth. Things going very well for the Wrecking Ball boys in lap 1. Wilco now up to 5th as he just puts the tyre onto the gravel. That's going to allow Kuska through. Kuska is now through up to 5th. Wilco drops down to 2nd. We've got Sean in 7th behind, being pressured by Murkoff, and Sean's going to look now to try and get past Wilco. Just tucks in behind as they enter the chicane. When he gets a much better run, he has to back off slightly there. Sean will be getting frustrated there, and he just takes a look up the inside into the final turn, trying to get a better run onto the start finish straight. But Wilco's going to have the slipstream of Kuska ahead. I think that's going to hinder Sean, but if Sean can just hang there, he will have the inside line heading into the heavy braking zone of turn 1. And Sean makes the move stick. That's a move aside in the final corner and was finished in the first. Great move by Sean. Sean up to 6th. Murkoff still just stalking behind in 8th. Mercer in 9th. Rocker is now up to 10th. John is down 11th. We've got Speed in 12th, and poor Desler miles back. See if we can jump back and see what happened there. I think he just ran out of room on the exit. Jump on board with Cafe behind him. No contact. Very close between the two. Yeah, Desler just runs out of room and drops it. You see him there spinning across the track. nightmare for Desler on that lap after such a good run he's had lately. However, out in the lead, Flapjack is looking to break away from Alex. So Alex isn't letting him go. Alex is really hustling his Ferrari there, trying to pressurize Flapjack into making a mistake. Magino is now up to third past Cafe. Kuska in fifth. Got Wilco chasing down Sean. The pack now seems to have broken up into a few little pockets. Got this third battle group here being led by Mercer. He's got Rocker and John Willemigan and Speed behind us. Rocker's going to take a look. No, he just backs off. Maybe a little nudge on Mercer there. So Rocker just held the position. We've got Alex now up into the lead. While we're looking at the guys towards the back end, we've missed Alex making a move on Flapjack. After the disappointment of round 3 for Alex, he's surely going to be looking to get the race win today. Excuse me. What has happened? Oh, Mankino looks like he's had another mistake. Let's jump back and take a look. Join back with Mankino as he's coming down the start finish straight towards turn 1. A little bit of a lockup of the front right. Just comes in just a little bit too hot into the first corner, and the car just keeps trying to rotate on him. And she lights it up as he's trying to get it back going. Such a tricky car, this Ferrari. Sometimes it's bit him again. Mankino falls down the field from third down to 9th. Alex starting to break away from Flapjack now. Cafe just trying to build a nice gap back to Kuska, and a hunt down Flapjack ahead. It's not too far behind the leading pair. Kuska is trying to get up towards Cafe, but he's got Mr. Sean right behind him, filling up the mirrors of his Ferrari. Wilco now seems to be in a gap all by himself. And then we've got this pack now of Mercer, Rocker, Mankino, Speed 140, John Willemigan. Murkoff's fallen back a bit there. He maybe has had a mistake earlier at the lap. Just see Speed getting out of shape. He puts the power down out of the final turn. Mercer's far enough away from Rocker to protect himself down into turn 1. Mangino's going to have a look up the inside of Rocker. Just another little lock up there from Mangino. But he keeps it all under control this time. He's got Speed crawling all over the back of him. So Mangino's trying to attack Rocker at the front and defend from Speed coming from behind. It's a very busy cockpit for him at the moment. He's doing a good job so far as he takes another look up the inside of Rocker, but that's going to allow Speed to maybe have a look. Mangino hangs around the outside. Will he make the move stick? Rocker just gets the foot down, and Mangino's trying to get ahead of Rocker, but he gives him room on the inside. He's still not quite got the job done. Now he's got the job done. Mangino slots up into 8th. Great racing from those two. Plenty of respect shown and space given us. Rocker's now going to take another look up the inside of Mangino. But Mangino closes the door, and Speed comes from nowhere and launches it up the inside of Rocker, but has a massive movement in the corner that allows Rocker to get back through. John Willemigan's now through. So Speed had a massive, I suppose you could maybe call it a dive bomb on Rocker, but ended up paying the price and losing 2 places at the same time as trying to make 1. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, I think is the way it's said. But his speed just drops it there. Probably still angry at that dive bomb, but maybe if he just left it another few corners, he would have made a pass, as John Willimegan there just muscles his way past Rocker. Rocker now falling back a little bit. I'll jump back to the front of the grid, see how the guys are getting on at the front. And Flapjack is now back ahead of Alex. We're missing all the action at the front. There's too much action going on in this race for me to try and keep up. Flapjack also has the fastest lap of 153.884. He's quite ahead of Alex now. Alex tyres are starting to wear, probably giving him a little bit of issues. Cafe still in a very decent spot in 3rd. Big enough gap back to the guys behind. Sean is also past Jeff Kuska. No matter where you look, somebody's changing positions by the looks of it in this race. Wilco is very close to the back of Kuska now after being in a gap on his own, so that will give him a little bit of encouragement to pick the pace up and close the gap. Mangino now up to 7th, he's past Mercer. Mercer in 8th. John Willimegan closing up in 9th. Rocker just there in 10th. Desler is slowly making his way back up through the field. He's now into 11th. Still got a massive amount of work to do after that lap 1 incident. Murkoff doesn't seem to have the pace today. His rear tyres are taking a battering at the moment, and speed are way back. He's also chewing up those rear tyres as Alex jumps into the pits. Flapjack is still going. Cafe dives into the pits along with Alex. Jeff Kuska is also heading in. So is the Wilganator. So we've got Mr. Sean coming through. He's going to come out behind his Neon Knights teammate Alex. Mercer's also dived into the pits. John Willimegan. Rocker is diving into the pits. So a lot of people, looks like they're going for a 2-stop today. Got Flapjack still out. He's probably going to try and push a big lap in and dive in this lap. And you've got Alex will be looking that the undercut will do him better on a fresh set of tyres. He come out ahead of his teammate who hasn't stopped yet, which will also help him. He definitely didn't want to get stuck behind another vehicle. Last thing you want when you're going for the undercut. Cafe in 4th, but it's net 3rd at the moment because Sean hasn't stopped ahead of him. Kuska's out on the racing mediums. Bold move by Kuska. I think he's maybe going to be slightly down on pace to the other guys. I can't see anybody else. I mean, Wilco's out on a brand new set of super softs. Maybe Kuska's trying for the 1-stop. Try and take those racing mediums to the end, but going to be slower than everybody around him. Mangino's still yet to stop as well. John Willimegan's been in. He's got a fresh set of super softs. Mercer on a fresh set of supers. Same for Rocker, who's really closing up on Mercer now, trying to have a look round the outside. Flapjack's heading into the pits. Rocker getting the boot down, and Rocker has made a stick. A great move around the outside there from Rocker. We'll just jump back towards the front. The other guys are panning out as they come down. Alex is coming down towards the pit exit, and we see Flapjack's out ahead. Flapjack has jumped in. The overcut has worked, but look, Alex has the inside line and gets it through. Alex has jumped into 1st place. Flapjack looked like he had nailed the strategy, but just beaten the cold tyres through turn 1. Alex is perfectly up to temperature and on the proper racing line, able to switch back through and take back 1st place. These guys are going to be battling out for the rest of the race, that is for sure. Mr. Sean is still yet to stop, but look at his tyre wear compared to the others. Very smooth driver, Mr. Sean. He's treating those tyres well. Or did he pit and I'm just blowing smoke here? Can't remember if he has pit or not. He must have pitted. He's not going to have done that many laps with that little tyre wear. I think I'm just being a complete fruit with that. Cafe is... So then Cafe is in 4th. For real, it's not a net 3rd. So we'll see what he could do closing up on Sean. Everybody's spaced out a little bit now after the pit stop spot from this group now, which is headed up by Mungino. John Willimegan just behind him, followed by Rocker, then Mercer in very close attendance behind him. Desler now caught up to the pack. He'll be looking to get back amongst the racing. And we've got Murkoff quite a way back in 12th. Speed even further back in 13th. Not had a great day, Speed. But Alex is certainly pushing now as he takes the fastest lap from Flapjack. See, Sean actually dives to the pits there now, so Sean hadn't pitted. I wasn't blowing smoke. He's just very good at controlling his tyres there. So Alex is, as I said, snatched away fastest lap there from Flapjack. He's really on a charge now. We'll see if he can keep this going for the rest of the race as we're slowly approaching the halfway point. See Alex running very wide there. Flapjack with a much tighter line. Cafe quietly going about his business in 3rd. Very good race so far from Cafe. He's pretty much a deadline day deal for Wrecking Ball racing, and after his performance last round and his performance here, you can see why they were keen to get secure his services for this Sunday league. Sean's broke away a bit now from Jeff Kuska. He's going to be in a nice gap now with some very fresh tyres after just stopping. Kuska's on those racing mediums. You see Wilco's just having a look. He's obviously got a bit more pace with those super soft tyres. You see Kuska just sliding there on the curb. That's what he's going to get with those racing mediums. Yes, they are more durable, but they don't harness as much grip as the others. So the car is going to come a little bit looser, but if you're a person who likes a car that would be moving around and a lot of people to feel alive, then that's probably not a bad way to go. We'll see what he can do. I mean, he's holding 5th pretty well so far, but it's going to be a struggle for him, I think. Just see how far he can actually take those tyres. If you can take him to the end of the race, it would be probably a master stroke, but I can't see those tyres getting there. I mean, they're already starting to wear. Wilco behind, I think, stopped a lap before him, or maybe the same lap on racing super softs, and there's not a massive pile of difference, even with Wilco locking the fronts up there into turn 1. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. He just can't get the car turned in. They're running wide on the exit of turn 2, but be interesting. We'll keep an eye on him through the race. Alex is just streaking away now in 1st. He's actually put in an even faster lap, I think, for the fastest lap. See what gap he's got. 2.7 second gap now over Flapjack in 2nd. Flapjack has the better tyres, so just at this point of the race, Alex has the superior pace. He's just into his optimal zone for the race by the looks of it. Cafe just going along quite nicely. You can still see Flapjack in the distance, so as long as he can keep a visual on them, he'll feel he's doing a very good job. Sean is closing slightly, but still there's enough distance between the two for Cafe to be comfortable. Wilco still stuck behind Kuska, hasn't managed to get past him just yet. John Megan now in 7th. Desler now up to 8th. Rocket in 9th. Mercer in 10th. And Monkino's had another spin. Just the one thing talking to Monk about this car that he didn't like was just the unpredictableness of it. It would be fine 1 minute and the next minute it would snap around and try and kill you. He's finding that today around the Nürburgring. Murkoff is really struggling at the back. So is this guy at speed. The one person who isn't struggling is Awesome Alex. Out in the lead. We're just approaching the 19th minute on lap 10. So going by his strategy from the first phase, he'll be heading into the pits shortly for his second stop. Fuel not an issue here today, just tyres, so expect to see him this lap, maybe next drive in for another set of super softs. I'd probably say looking at the tyre wear, it could be this lap he decides to jump in. Flapjack will probably continue again. Those tyres are looking a lot better than Alex's. He could maybe push for a lap or two more depending on the speed difference between the two. Alex is heading around once more. Cafe dives into the pits. He's going to drop back behind Sean. See the Rack and Ball crew go to work on his car and release him in. Here you see Sean heading it through turn 1 and comfortably ahead of Cafe. Kuska coming up behind. John Megan now in 6th. Wilco and Dazzler both jumping into the pits, and Rocker. Mangino, is he going to stay out or head in? Mangino also heads in. Flapjack just sliding it down through the hairpin. Both these guys out the front like the car to move about. Very rarely take a corner without some part of the car sliding. Flapjack's definitely struggling, I think more so with the rear on that Pegasus car at the moment than Alex is in the Neon Knights car. They're probably both gonna end up coming in this time around. Alex just on tyre wear by the looks of it, and I would say Flapjack due to the way the car's handling currently. Yep, both the leaders are coming in. Mr. Sean definitely has plenty of tyre left. This could really bring him up into the battle for the lead. Let's just see on the map there, the two guys, Alex and Flapjack, leaving the pit lane. Obeying the pit rules very well there. And we see Kuska coming in. He's going to throw those mediums off. Cafe still in 4th. He's going to be hoping Sean will pit soon. Give him that 3rd spot back. So I thought I just seen Flapjack off the road then. Just maybe my eyes. As we're now into the final 10 minutes of this race. And like I always say, if you like what you see here in the DRFS series, you can come and join up on our Discord at Driversroom, or you can find us on Twitter at Driversroom and somebody will point you in the way. We also have a Sunday League, which is directly before this race at 7:30 on a Sunday. This is the DRFS is the support series for the Sunday League. So always looking for new drivers. We also have endurance leagues on a Thursday. We have city sprints. We have plenty of stuff always going on. Not always on Gran Turismo. We could be on Dirt 2, ACC. There's plenty of guys with racing titles. So always got rooms open doing something. So come on board. Sign up to the Drivers Room. Get involved and see if you can get yourself featured winning in one of these videos. But back to the action. Alex still in first. Got a nice gap now back to Flapjack in second. They're going to be a straight out fight towards the end. Mr. Sean in third. He's doing very well on them tyres, so it'd be interesting to see how far he pushes them. Whether he tries to go to the end of the race or not. Cafe behind him, fourth's going to be hoping that he's going to stop again. There is Cafe. Another good race from Cafe. I have Kuska in third, and I have no idea what just happened with the cameras. A bit of a funny 5 minutes from a production crew. Desler now in sixth. He's had a fantastic race actually, Desler. Battling back from where he was after lap 1, back up to sixth. He's going to be pushing for driver of the day here. And it'd be very well deserved. A lot of people after what happened on lap 1 to Desler would have pulled the plug and just said, nah, sod that, I ain't not trying. But Desler didn't say that. He got his head down, really pushed, and look now he's up into sixth from what was 13th, and quite a way back. So hats off to Desler for the good recovery drive here. See, he's also closing. He's closing on Jeff Kuska. You could get a top 5 finish here from what happened after lap 1. Just goes to show if you don't quit and put your head down, where you might actually end up at the end of the race. Something maybe I should listen to as well. John Willimegan in 7th. We've got Wilco, just a little bit of a lock-up there heading into the chicane in 8th. Rocker in 9th. Mercer in 10th. Mangino in 11th. Very frustrating race from Mangino. A couple of mistakes have dropped him well back towards the tail end of the pack. Murkoff has had a very frustrating race by his standards. Just is struggling to keep the Ferrari pointing in the same direction. Speed, another guy who's just really struggling today around this tricky Nürburgring circuit. Maybe hasn't got the car quite set up to the perfect settings for this race, but still, nonetheless, he's still going. So we're into the last 4 minutes of the race. Alex is pushing. He's trying to hold off Flapjack, who's now 3 seconds behind. I think Flapjack is probably not going to catch Alex unless Alex has some sort of issue now in the remainder of the race, with 2 laps left after this. Mr. Sean has had a very steady race, very quiet race. He's now sitting on a podium spot and looks to be safe over Cafe. Sean's tyres are going to start to maybe give him issues over the next couple of laps. Cafe does have the advantage there. See if he can make that pay, but he's quite a way back. So he is setting PB laps currently. Oh, he was a lot faster in that lap than Sean. Sean was a 155.0 and Cafe was a 153.9, so over a second faster. it's game on for Cafe if he can keep it on the road there. He has had a massive moment getting the power down out of turn 2. It is game on for Cafe. This podium isn't gone away from him yet. See Flapjack just power sliding there. He's also closed up a little bit, Alex. It looked more visually like he closed up. He's only closed up slightly, but definitely think it's too much of an ass for Flapjack. With the little time we have left, they'll both be starting their final lap shortly. Koska in 5th. He's got quite a gap back to Desler now, so Koska looks, as long as he keeps on the black stuff, he's now on racing softs after that racing medium stint he did. He looks set to be into the top 5. Desler looks set to be 6th. John Wanamegan not out the woods yet. Wilco is still there behind. Rocker in 9th. He's got Mercer not too far behind him. That's going to be the only real battles we're going to see now. As you see, Alex on his way on his final lap to take a win in round number 4. Flapjack is going to continue his good start to the season with yet another podium. Sean looks like he has held off the advancing Cafe and actually extended the gap out a bit to him. Cafe's just going to maybe settle for 4th now. Not much he can do about 5th. About 3rd, sorry. Why would he go backwards? Everybody else is pretty much settled down now. So we'll jump with our leader. He heads towards the checkered flag. Only a few more corners to go. Flapjack tried to roll the dice of the strategy. Nearly paid off for him. Just Alex's determination through turn 1 got the lead back, and Alex never really looked back from that point. So great race today from Alex as he approaches the final corner. He's going to come round to take the win for Neon Knights in round 4. Maybe help him close up to the back of the Pegasus team. So congratulations to Alex and Flapjack on 1 and 2. Great race from the two guys. Definitely a congratulations to this guy, Mr. Sean. Very quiet, steady race. Just appeared out of nowhere onto the podium position. Congratulations to him. Cafe comes home in 4th after a fantastic race. Just Mr. Sean beat him, I think, on a strategy there. Just through the last pit stops. Koska coming home in 5th, and he's had a very decent race today. But this guy, Desler, coming home in 6th. A fantastic drive from him after a horror show of an opening lap. Congratulations to him for not giving up and getting back up to 6th place. John Wanamegan comes home in 7th. Wilco is going to come home in 8th. Rocker's coming home in 9th. Mercer in 10th. Magino 11th. Murkoff 12th. And Speed is 13th. That's it for round 4. We'll see you next week.